you going? Welcome to my channel today. I have another share for Anna's Craft cupboard using the awesome Chamel Head in the Clouds collection. I am scrapbooking this photograph thanks to hubby's genius idea. I set myself the challenge to use only the project pad, and I plan to stick to that as much as I can. In the project pad there is pattern paper, there is cardstock, there is an alphabet, there is some stickers, there's cut apart sheets, so I should be able to get a whole page from just this. You can see here this little advertisement, I guess it would be, of what's in the paper pad. So I'm like, oh, that's given me a great idea. So I'm going to challenge myself to stick to just using the project pad for this page. I hope that you enjoy, and I will make sure I leave all the links and everything below. Yeah. Hey everyone, so I'm back. I'm going to start by trimming down this photo. I don't think I went into too much detail in my little before bit, so I'm sorry if I'm doubling up. But I'd started collecting Lego Disney Princess Castles, and this Frozen Castle was the first one that I got. And when I said to my husband, I've got this paper pad to work with, and it is, it's all fairy tales and mermaids and unicorns and stuff, he went, well, have you scrapped your Lego yet? And I was like, ooh, Princess Castles. That kind of leaves me with no limits. So I found my first castle that I got. I printed my photo out, and as you just saw, I flipped through the paper pad looking for what I was going to use as my background. I really surprised myself picking what I chose for my background. My photo just popped on it. I just really liked the way that it looked on there, so that's what I went with. If you've been watching these process videos, you would know that I clearly do not have a problem mixing my metallics. So I've got the rose goldy coloured alphabet from the project pad, and then I've pulled this silver glitter cardstock from the project pad as well. I did use, like I said, the illustration on the top right hand side of the project pad as inspiration, and I'm kind of using that as a sketch. But straight away, if you've seen it, you can see that I've moved my cluster to the top right, whereas in the picture it's on the bottom left. I wanted something to break up. I felt that the silver to the floral was just too harsh, so I've pulled the same light pink cardstock I've used on a previous layout. I've cut a couple of strips. One of them I have put I used a punch. It's a scallop punch with little hearts in the scallops. And I've done one of the borders like that, and the other one is a straight edge. Now, I do save you the pain of watching me piece that together, but you will see that in a minute. I am going to pick a couple of layers to go behind my photo, and I really struggled because I kind of felt that that mermaid print was too much of the same. I felt that the light pink was too much of the same, and so I pulled in, I had this random cut file sitting on my desk, I pulled that in, I was like, yeah, I don't love it. Maybe I will go and try a doily, which was what I had originally first thought. And that's what I end up going with. So I'm going to use this dark blue. I really feel like it brings the background to the photo, because the photo is quite light, light and bright. So I decided to do it that way. I am going to use my mermaid, holographic mermaid print again, and as you saw, my mermaid tail has to go the right way. Just trimming that down. I decided that my layers were not straight enough, so I'm fixing it up. And I'm going to stick that onto this beautiful holographic paper. I love it. It's so pretty. Again, making sure that the scales are going the correct way. I'm just going to trim that out with my scissors. I'm pretty sure that I'm like, what did I do there? That doesn't look straight. So I pull that apart, and then I use my paper trimmer again. Make sure that's straight. stick my layers together. Put my photo onto my doily. I am going to add some cardboard behind my photo. Now, I don't know how or why, but somehow that pink cardstock is not 12 inches long. It doesn't make a great deal of sense to me. I do not make you watch me do this because it ended up being way more of a drama than it had to be. What I've ended up doing is I have trimmed where I know is going to be covered, and I've cut those strips into. You can see that I'm piecing this back together, trying to get it straight. It is a bit of a fiasco. I don't know why it was so hard. I was obviously having a day where I felt very special. But I get there in the end, and you can't see the join on either side. In saying that, I'm sure that if you were to pull apart, oh no, and on the right hand side, because of the way the doily was sitting, I've punched a little bit of that branding strip and with that pattern, and then I've lined that up and basically added an extra scallop in the middle there, which makes it even. And again, you can't see it because it is covered up. It does make it a bit longer, and I thought rather than trying to trim it down before I'd stuck it down, I would stick it all down. I showed you that I'd done a little bit of stitching. I just used some white thread down the two sides, and I really like the added texture and the interest that it brings. And I like there's pops of white in the photo, there's pops of white, obviously the doily is a pop of white, and then there's pops of white on that stitching. My title is not very easy to read on the video, and it's not even that easy to read in the photos, but in real life there's not a problem. But it's called And So It Begins, because when I first saw this castle, I don't know why, but I thought it was the only castle. The castle that I really desperately want is the Disney castle. It's like 500 Australian dollars. So it may sit on my wish list for some time. Like my whole life, perhaps. But that's okay. My boys crack me up. They're like, you want the Disney castle, don't you, Mum? I'm like, yes, I do, but I probably won't get it because it's so expensive. And then my little one's like, well, I want the Millennium Falcon. I know you want the Millennium Falcon, but that is also very expensive. Conversations we have in my house are quite interesting, especially with the 6-year-old when it comes to Lego. Okay, anyway, I wanted to include this little square with the castle on it. So again, I'm only working from the project pad here. So far I've added in a doily and the stitching, and I've used my tools. I'm like, yeah, I used my tools. How often do we forget we've got them? So I thought that was a really awesome thing too, because you know, they sit there and they gather dust because we've got all these awesome product, and then we need more product, and we've got all these awesome tools that can make our pages look really pretty too. So I fussy cut this dragon because he was just cute. Dragons have absolutely nothing to do with this particular castle, but again, fairy tales. There is a monster in Frozen, and I'm going with it because I like it and I like the way he sits there. I like the difference of colour that it gives as well. So I got a little bit stuck here. You can see I'm working on the bottom right hand side there. I'm going to layer up a couple of things behind that castle. I'm just not sure what. I'm going to add my journaling on a label just below my title here. And again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I don't love the rectangle shape with the oval. I don't know, don't like it. So then I saw that I had some more squares here in a couple of the colours that I wanted to include. But there were sentiments on there that I wasn't going to use, and I was like, I might just use them as layers. So one, I can't even remember what it says, and the other one has a little envelope, I think, with flowers in it. I was like, I may as well use it. So I use those as a couple of layers, and I don't end up using either of these for my journaling. What am I doing? I think I'm cutting out a couple more squares because I decide I want to bring that up to the top as well. Time for tea. I don't drink tea. Well, I do, but not very often. Normally when I feel sick. Bringing that darker aqua and that light pink up to the top. And I'm really liking the way that this is looking at the moment. I think that I'm actually almost done. I think most of the rest of this video is me sticking I'm going to pop this little square up. So this is my last share for Anna's Craft Cupboard for this month. I still have a ton of stuff left in the project pad. Seriously, guys, if you can't afford to buy the whole collection, or if you simply don't want to buy the whole collection, the project pad is a fantastic idea. You get so much in it, and it is so easy to create beautiful pages without adding too much. In fact, you wouldn't even have to add anything. I just wanted to break it up a little bit with the doily. Again, the stitching was something else I added. If you have, if you like stitching on your layouts, and it's something that you're going to have access to at home, you're not investing in anything new. And I also, again, I do add some mist splatters, but not everyone adds mist splatters, and not every layout needs them. Well, that's personal opinion, I guess. I'm just sticking my title down. I do use my T-square ruler to make sure that that is nice and straight. And then I decide on this little, I don't know if it's purple or if it's blue. I'm going to go with blue because I'm not a big fan of purple, but I'm pretty sure it's purple, I'll be honest. And I'm going to add my journaling onto that. What am I doing? Oh, I wanted to bring some more lightness around the page, so I grabbed my tiny little heart punch, some more of that branding strip, and I punched out some little tiny hearts, whacked my tripod. I do apologise. And then I was like, they're getting lost. They are too little. So I do place them. I look for them. I place them on the page. And I'm like, they're a bit too small. So I grab a bigger heart punch. But again, it fits in that branding strip. I'm using all of the bits. So I'm going to add a few of these around the page. And I really like the lighter pop that that brings. And I'm just adding those to the different layers in my clusters and just around the page. Going with 5, and they end up in like a diagonal from the top left down to the bottom right. Trying a couple more bits. I'm pretty sure that unicorn makes it. Yes, that unicorn does make it. I actually used another one on my birthday, on the birthday card I made for my big boy. I will take a photo and share it. He loved it. I've pulled these butterfly stickers from the project pad as well, and I'm going to add those in. I think there's 3 of those as well. One right up the top, up behind that dragon, one to the right of the photo, and one down to that bottom right hand cluster. And I'm just going to start sticking those hearts down, I think. Pretty sure I'm going to add my journaling, which I add in grey, I think. And then I add some mist. So I really wanted to match the colour of those alphas, and I didn't have the right colour. I have like a coppery, no, I use black ink to write my journaling. I do have like a coppery colour mist, but what I ended up mixing together was gold, my copper, and a bit of pink. And I got a pretty good match. I'm really impressed with myself. I think I'm going to show you a tiny bit of that process, or maybe I'll just show you me sprinkling it on. Yeah, so that's the colour that I've mixed up there. Remembered to cover my photo, and I'm just going to sprinkle that all around in the top, on the top left mostly, and on the bottom right. And it does dry on that glittered cardstock, which is awesome. And that is my page. So you'll probably see more from me with this collection because it is oh so fun. I love it. I really, really love it. Shamel, once again, not that you're watching, you have absolutely smashed it out of the park. Love this collection, and I cannot wait to see what you are releasing at Creativation this week. I will leave all the links to the store and everything below, so make sure you head over and check it out. Blog post, all that kind of stuff will be linked as well. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really do hope that you have enjoyed my shares this week. I'm hoping my kids are back to school in a couple of weeks. I'm hoping for some normal soon, but I'll keep you posted. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you again very soon. Have a fantastic scrappy day.